Okay, so I question was further that the story people, people, they really felt that very much, on the Sabbath that we shouldn't be working. And I like what Jesus brought up though. And he was actually, there was a few other stories in there that he was actually, when he was asked, what they were trying to do too is everything that Jesus was doing, they tried to kind of diss him for that. And I like that comebacks that he had, especially this one. They were saying how bad it was to actually heal on the Sabbath. However, he was telling them that if your donkey's on, that you untie him to bring him in to get water. And this lady, how she was 18 years, that she was actually, a spirit came up on her and just, she was kind of crippled and bending down. There was like different, the woman actually too, because he was a woman, that's why he made, and he actually said the woman, so though, actually she had a lot of things actually going against her. And then on top of that, Jesus healed him on a Sunday. So the synagogue, the leader, was really, what he was doing with the people that belonged to that synagogue, he was trying to and let them know that how he had Monday to, and he had that days, and yet they came on a Sabbath to be healed. So he kind of played on two sides. Then he also too was trying to get the people from that belonged to the synagogue, and because they were mostly all Jewish, and because of that culture too, they really had a difficult time accepting that. And what I like about this too, sometimes even the churches today, we kind of look at certain things and it is very important, the Sabbath. Yeah. Even today, the Sabbath is very important. However, when it comes to what is the main purpose or the main mission that we have is taking care of others. Just like our, it said, love one another. And Jesus said that several times within his ministry, that how he's supposed to be caring for others, all the way down to their friends, neighbors, loved ones, all the way down to their enemies. And some of them was pretty difficult to actually do and love. But on the Sabbath, the healing, it seems so kind of ridiculous in a way. If you see somebody that was actually suffering for 18 years and really going against the enemy, I really couldn't see how they could really hold it up. But I guess it was their culture, that's their belief system that the Sabbath, and it is important even to today. But when you got something that actually could go either way, it's almost like Mary Martha and several other stories too. It's okay and it's good, but then Jesus always gets one step further, and that's which one is the best out of it all. And that too, can you imagine if you were praying and looking for some type of healing, and they tell you, you know what, then you come back tomorrow. I mean, really, I would, recently, that was one of my main gripes, is like, Lord, I'm going through it now, why do I have to wait for my prayers to be answered? And thank God you waited though. Or actually, I waited for him, and he wasn't slow or anything. I think it was more me that I had to be right before I could even listen to what he said. And even this lady too, well, not 18 years, well, but then the thing that when Jesus do it too, you know, like when he heals and or when he does answer your prayer, it's always, he kind of leaves up something for you. So it's by your faith, you're healed, and just even this. Now, can you imagine 18 years, you bent over like this, yeah? And all of a sudden, Jesus comes there and said, woman, straighten it up. I mean, how many of us would actually go, oh, okay, I mean, 18 years now. I know, if you told me, okay, stop lifting and walk. I don't know if I would catch on that quick and go. Hopefully I would though, but it's just, you're so used to, and then they catch you kind of like off guard, you know, because he actually, and that's another thing too, he went out to the lady and told the lady, which was, even today, when you're in need, you always got to come and to him. And also to, you know, well, he comes there first, but you got to meet him, and then come too. And that's why I had to wait, because I wasn't ready. It seemed like I didn't want to straighten it up. And that was the difficult part. And yet, we kind of turn around and blame God for everything. Like, why did it take me so long? I didn't pray for patience. I mean, I actually was praying to God and told him that. Like, I didn't pray for patience. I didn't pray for, I need it now. I'm hurting now. And I know that he was actually trying to reach me, coming out, like how Christ said, come to me. And he was calling me, and yet, because I was so wrapped up in my stuff, I missed that call. I missed the call. So I actually made the whole process slow down. This lady just, and then again, you think about now, she had so much things actually against her already from the start. And yet, she was pretty bold and pretty, to me, she had a lot of courage too, and just how that trusting God, knowing that God was going to heal her, and then to God, everything was just right at the right time. And then for her to be, you know, they were actually it sounded from the synagogue leader and trying to get more of the congregation or the people there to get on his side. And they, like I said, it was a very important subject of the Sabbath, and it was where that was actually a pretty bad thing to cross over. I know that certain places, even to today, they have that. I was listening online, and there was a bus that actually went, I don't know what part it was, but anyway, they went there to one of the synagogues and stuff, and I think he was working on something, and you know what? They were actually going to arrest them or grab the bus from them and burn the bus. And that's how strict they actually were, you know, or still, I guess. I'm not sure how long ago that was. But that's how serious that, I was going to say crime, but the law that they had. Because I don't really believe it's a real crime. However, that's how they thought of it. They thought of it as breaking the law, and you could get arrested, you could get, people just really come down. And again, it is so important. I'm not saying that it's not important. However, if you had a loved one or someone, or even yourself, I don't think I could wait one more day. Especially, that would be real difficult, especially when you know God can do it. See, if you didn't know and you kind of questioned, then I guess you could wait another day, but I really think that the lady was ready and answered perfect when Christ called her. The first thing that they did was, because it does kind of sound silly, you know what I mean? get your donkey, give them water. But this lady, when I was listening, I was reading some of the commentary, they were saying the importance of the lady, and that's why they kept saying woman. Because how important is that? So they added on like Abraham's daughter, things that would be more important to them, or kind of made it where she is somebody, she is a person, and they compare it to a donkey. And in the commentary, they were saying that, however, how much we love our animals, especially today, we love our animals and stuff, but when it comes up to a human, we were actually created in the image of God, and the animals were. And so there's a big difference and important for Christ looking at that lady. But can you imagine just the way they thought? And I was really thinking where I was going with this, and this morning it kind of switched on me a little. But think about what we do in church, or even at home, our lifestyle, and think about the things how we take it from the Bible and we kind of look at it the same way they look at the Sabbath. It's very important. However, the thing is not more important than another person. And I really felt that, especially in the Bible, you know how Jesus from day one was always loving another person, and how important it is. And I was thinking about a lot of the things that we do in church, and how are we not doing the things that we're supposed to. I mean, really doing or caring for others, especially like inside, like all the church. I think we have that heart, and that's no problem within our church. But when it's outside, people that we don't know, we kind of hesitate or do less than our people in here. And yet, we're called to actually make disciples, or to get and help them to be a follower of God. And a lot of times, I think what we do is we kind of hold back. A lot of it is maybe our upbringing, our culture, just many things that stop us from doing. And it's almost like a law to us, or a way of life that we cannot do certain things, and God has called us to do. I remember last week when Pastor Rick came, and he was saying how that in all the places that he was trying to do that ministry, he had only one focus, and that was to help someone. And all the things they couldn't use their name, they couldn't do all the way down to the bus. They were really having a difficult time because of the laws that we have. And then the first thing I could think about was how the churches, because of the laws, was our liability and insurance. And sometimes I think we forget how powerful. I mean, we gotta have common sense too, and we gotta do things right. However, but sometimes I think we get too carried away on that, and then we stop. We just stop waiting. I remember several times not so much here, but I remember other churches that had, and we couldn't do certain things. And it was because of liability. Here too, actually, we had a few things that we couldn't do, or we decided not to. And one thing that, and I'm not saying that we should all do that, but when you have that relationship with God, you'll have that sense where God is going to start talking to you, so you feel that conviction. And I've been kind of going in and out on that too. Some of the pastors would say, no, that's not good. And some of them would say that they kind of like admire the faith or wanting to still serve. And what I'm talking about is, from the beginning of the pandemic, I remember going to the park. They had all the police, and even to today, it's still hard. You can't get the group all in one. And now that's what I'm looking at. So please keep me in prayer. Because I just found out this week that next week, Grove City Community asked if we could help them to gather all the people down at the park, and they was going to make dinner. And I was thinking how difficult that was to bring. But if I didn't go there, if I didn't have that relationship with a lot of the people, I think it would be even more difficult today to gather them and to come. So I thought about that. I really thought about it, how I can get everybody together. And one thing that was good, that I did make kind of a lot of friends and stuff, because during the pandemic, they said nobody could go, you couldn't get a group. What I did was I went to individual places where they hung out or different groups. So it's like where they reside. And I had to actually go to their homes there. And it wasn't like a group like how we did before. And I got to know them a little better and everything, but the risk was, it was almost like a Sabbath. And I shouldn't be at the park. I shouldn't have been many places. But the first couple times that I went, I really felt God convicting my heart to continue. So when they did shut down completely, and this was kind of amazing to me, how God opened the doors and stuff there. But when I first went, I had this attitude where, in my past, I got arrested for so many things that was I needed, or not I needed, but I did do the crime, so getting arrested and stuff was. But this, I was thinking, I'm doing something that is right, doing something that is good, and I just felt that I don't mind taking the consequences just to go and help. Especially this one guy, and what he told me was about that. He said, "Where's the churches now?" I'm talking about the law, and where are they now? Yeah. And I told him it's really against the law. You're not supposed to even come on the park, and they're not supposed to be at the park. And he was telling me, yeah, see, all the excuses were, and he was really putting on the church. And I told him that I am part of the church, and we all have different gifts, and I can buy all this, and so someone buys it from, and I go there and I pass it on. But he kept going on and on, and I told him something. Real stuff, but not nice. But I was trying to explain to him that we all have different gifts. So then he told me, "Oh, God, what your gift?" And I told him, "I'm stupid." And he said, what is stupid going to do? Or what does it have to do? And I said, well, what I do is I tell stupid people about Jesus. And he looked at me and said, "I'm stupid." And then, you know what? We became good friends and all that. But you see the relationship that we build and how God, but if I didn't, and again, I'm not saying that we should all break the law, I just really felt called. Anyway, the police came and told me what I'm doing there. One of them kind of recognized me and stuff. Yes, they thought I was doing weird stuff again. So I said, no. So I grabbed the bags and I showed them the snack bags. And what they did was, for the longest time, I didn't care for police that much. But I felt that, man, they should get a break too sometimes. Yeah, because all the things in the laws that was happening to them up on a base, I didn't hear it. So I told him, why don't you take one of these snacks? And then I looked in the car, there was another officer in the car, so I told him, take one for your friend too, and this is what I'm passing out. And then I gave him the scripture. The guy really couldn't believe that I came because of the church. And I told him that, you know what, those are my friends. And my friends are hungry during this time because none of the other churches are coming. There's so many things that they cannot go into the stores. It was just real difficult for them. And I really felt the need to go there. And when I was telling the officer that, he really kind of listened. Not like before, he really was listening. And then he actually showed me how I should do it, where I should go, where I shouldn't go. And I felt so good that I never experienced that kind of stuff from an officer, understanding, being real thoughtful and worried about them too as well. And he was just telling me how he really, really believed that what I was doing was okay and good. So he was showing me how to go in and out. And throughout the, I guess he told his friends to the police. But every time when I went there, he always point, like, go on this side and go on this way. And I just felt so good. You know, when you actually listen to God, no matter what it is, but make sure it's God's will, and somehow He makes it real smooth, real easy, and you're protected all around. And that was the first time that I had such a good experience with police and stuff. Most of the time we get through a hard time. And even that is because of my quick mom. And so I realized that today, but I really didn't believe that they had it in them, that they could be that nice or understanding. And so everything goes kind of two-way. Like, if I didn't think that, can you imagine the trouble that would have came out of that? So you got to really listen to what God is saying, and to really trust in that too. I don't know if I'll do it again though, because I listened to two sides, and a lot of people said that was actually pretty dumb to actually break the law and stuff. I don't know if I would. But it was a good day, the experience that I went. And overall, and why I'm sharing this truth, like on the end of the story, there was one side that was really, really upset, yeah? And that's the synagogue leader, and probably the people that he was trying to talk to and help. And that's part of the church, their church. And then you had the rest of the others, which could have been family or friends or more. Just knowing that how God is so, no matter what it is, He'll answer your prayer. And He'll do it for you, even if He's doing that Sabbath. And which one is actually more important? And another reason why I like that too is, we're not real dummies or anything, you know? I mean, we got our own thinking, and sometimes it seems like so good. And yet, when God talks to you, we think, no, we got it already. And I know I do. It's like, you've been doing this for a while, and I just feel like, no, I know what to do. But you can imagine the next time, and God is saying, no, not this time, no. And I did it last year, I did it the year before, and then you start thinking on your own and doing things. Then things don't go as well. And I think that's what I'm not thinking. I know that that's what a lot of times that I go through. It's that I really feel that so many experiences that I do have in that this is the way to do it. And sometimes we just don't listen to what God is saying. And I feel the conviction in everything, but that easier way, like that before, did this. At the end, somehow it doesn't turn out as good. It doesn't turn on to the good part is that God will never stop and never will have that. He'll never give up. It'll just keep coming until you answer. And he's trying so hard. And I prayed a lot of times for different things when I was going through something. And it's always like, where are you, Lord? Where are you? Well, recently, I had this experience knowing that God wasn't testing me, God wasn't seeing how patient I was. No, he was actually wanting. Can you imagine that he sent his son to die for each and every one of us? Why wouldn't he? He created us. He sent his son so we can be together and have that relationship. He has done so much things over. Why would he stop now? Why would he stop now? And then the guilt starts kicking in because you did something wrong, and it just goes right around in a circle. Why would he send his son to die for us, and yet at this point, maybe, because of something the guilt and everything that you go through. Can you imagine if the lady didn't kind of listen or didn't have that real faith and didn't straighten up, didn't do the things when Christ had, and maybe not even the healing, and just waited. He knows exactly when to wait, who to do it to, and even the way that he works to get you moving. And I never really thought about that. I never really experienced something like that. I always thought, well, the answer is no. And a lot of times it's not no. And he wants to give us everything. As long as it's straight with him, he wants to give it to us. He wants us to have that relationship with him. But it's us that not. And I really like this story because how the lady just everything. Even though it's like that it was going against her, she had the right answers, the right things, and then she got healed. I really believe that that's what God wanted, God's will. And sometimes we just give up too soon and give up too fast. I know for myself, when I come to a certain point, I just throw everything up and say, well, can't do it, and leave. And just, even this and a lot of other stories like this, I think they had 3 different parables that came with this song, with this story. And it's that faith, that ongoing, and just keep trying and praying, and then you'll see that actual healing. You'll see how quick God can answer. If you put in the timing, it's that important to you. I know that God wants to give it. It's just a matter of if we can handle it, if we can take care of it. And recently, He's been answering my prayers, like real quick. And I spend most of my time trying to learn more, trying to read, also trying to, I know a couple of weeks ago it was about worship and stuff, and really having this relationship with God, just like how that guy was saying. If you really care, then you have that relationship with God. And when you really seek, that has scripture that says that too. If you keep seeking, you will find. Yeah, you just gotta want it that badly. Recently, that's how I felt, really badly. I really wanted everything to go away. Just everything. To the point where I was actually thinking of leaving and stuff. And yet, by His grace, and I know it's by His grace, when he actually kind of stopped me from thinking the way I was thinking. You know, and it's more than once through that he stopped me from certain things. And today I thank God. And he always gives you the last choice. He always gives you the last say, which is to me is, and he does it so lovingly. I had this feeling about a few weeks back, brought me all the way up to this point. And he said, I really felt this conviction too. He said, it's up to you. And it's up to you. What do you want to do? You want to continue to follow me, or you want to leave? But before that, he showed me and really took me to this. I can't even explain it, but it was such a nice place. It was such a nice, just everything. And all my problems, all the things that I was thinking about was lifted. And he said that you worry too much. And he was saying that I was worrying about things that actually the pictures on you want. He said, so all you gotta do, if you want to experience that, it's your choice. You want to be there. And he wasn't talking about heaven. I really believe he wasn't talking about heaven. He was just, if I want to see the things here on earth, the things that I know that it just felt so good. For the longest time, and I know you've heard me say it over and over, you know, like when you go down to 7-Eleven, you see the guys getting hand up, and the way they, just so much people all around me, that's all it seemed like. Every place I went, pain, 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 everybody's suffering, somebody's suffering. Yeah, I got so much into it that it's kind of depressing after a while. But then God put it in my heart that He wanted me. The pictures of like, do you want to be there? So almost like, do you want to be at that really party, I guess, or that just that excitement. How many times I turned my back on God throughout that time, and yet the invitation was still on, and it was still up to me. And that's the love that He has for each and every one of us. I realized too that a lot of times that I cannot hang on to. He already said, okay, I forgive you. I even forgot what you actually did. But then I think we cannot hang on to it. And why I say this too is that I know we're not crippled and we're down like that, but you notice the biggest thing, especially today, is that emotional things that we go through or things that happen. And with the pandemic, everybody has something in them, in their hearts, in their brain, just having in their mind things of suffering or things that we never experienced before. Even to today, we might go through hard times and everything, but I guess what I just wanted to share is that so we go on and we're worried about things that we don't really have to worry because God took care of them. And if there is some way that you think you could help God with, I don't think it's not that. But He can change your whole thinking, your whole to the point where, you know, like how they say that whatever you eat, that's what makes you. Whatever you put in your head, that's what you think. And that is like with God. There was so much other things that was taking taking God's place, and that I was actually not focusing, going through the process, but not focusing on God. And yet, I wanted to see that miracle. I wanted to see things happening. And now, where I was the one that was blocking it. And as soon as I made up my mind and said, no, I gotta focus on God. I gotta do And when I started doing that, things started opening up. Things started getting better in a sense. Not totally gone, but the pain is gone. It's not there. It's easier to understand and knowing that God is taking care of it. You know, without prayer in the afternoon and stuff. In the beginning, I thought we were going to stop maybe after so many months of this and that. At this point, I don't want to stop. Even if I'm the only one here, I don't want to stop. And that's the kind of feeling I hope I get it. I hope that feeling stays. Because I know once I start thinking differently and I stop, so quickly I can go back to a few months back. And that pain and the thinking and the worrying and everything, thinking when they're going to close the church, or if they're going to do this, if they're going to... And it's just all rumors that people say, and yet I take it as real and I just put it in my head and just worry. I pray, try to give it up to God, but I grab it right back. I grab it right back, and here I am, worried about certain things. Worry about the guys running the apartment. Worry about the people in the hospital. Worry about so many things. I realize that if I'm going to pray and give it up to God, why do I need to worry? Why do I really need to worry? It's taken care of. And if you don't think so, when Jesus went on the cross, came back, it was one. It wandered in. So there's no question about it. And God knows what we need to do. There's a lot of talk today about being the end of the world, of getting closer, and different things. And that used to kind of bother me in a way. It doesn't really, well, right now it doesn't bother me as much. And the reason why is He created us. He loves us. He don't want to see us fail or anything. It kind of reminds me of that Jeremiah, the one that Mr. Heath. Remember that Jeremiah? Can you remember? No? But that Jeremiah, and how, and I believed it, but yet I was like, I was waiting. I was waiting for something, and it didn't happen. I guess what I'm saying, look at things that what you're praying for, see and seek for it, and for that relationship. I think the relationship is so important, and also it's not. Yes, sir. Oh, Heavenly Father, I just thank you so much. And I just feel that I need it, and I'm sorry if I went over. Lord, I just feel the importance of that. I really care about this church, and hope that we got it too. So Father, put it in their hearts. And I just pray these things in your Son's precious name. Amen.